I feel really frustrated being so far from my parents because they are old and they getting older and older, and actually I'm the only one person who can take care of them, and this is difficult because if they need some help they have no one they can ask for it. But I still believe that everything will be all right. Well, I don't really know what to say else about this. I need some whiskey.
I'm tasked with being the wing commander in charge of delivery of Interstorm, which is the training of Ukrainian pilots up to and including the fast jet lead-in. So this is where the students will arrive. We will induct them into the base so that they can have an idea of what goes on here. This is where they will get their primary brief. So every morning, sort of 8:30, there'll be a meteorology brief, so we know what the weather's going to be like for the day. And that will really inform what sort of flying we do, because there are different aspects to this course. We'll start them off with the very basics of learning how to fly a tutor. Once they are competent in flying a tutor, then we can move on to the more advanced phases. And really our whole aim here is to improve their English language, is to prepare them for the next stage of flying training, and then on to F-16. You look at the students when they arrive and they appear to be young pilots undergoing training, exactly the same as I'd see them from UK students or from any other nation. But what I see in them is a focus. They know the gravity of this. They are facing a threat for their very existence. They need to get this done. We need to get them home so they can fly, fight, and win. Because if they don't, Europe will be turned into war.
Good morning, everybody. 08:30, Thursday, 9th of November. Myself as duty pilot, Jack as a script. General situation today, an unstable southwesterly flow with occlusions, bringing some showers, which may be heavy at times. So, occlusion, what's an occlusion?
It's when cold and warm fronts mixes.
Yeah, good. It's when the cold front catches up with the warm front. Warm front is generally travelling a little bit slower, and they catch up. Okay, and that's what we have in occlusion. And it's quite showery, lots of showers.
The gravity of this, I cannot imagine going to another country to learn how to fly in another language and leave my family at home while they're in a war zone.
I showed them a picture of my daughter and my family, and one of the young men looked at me and said, "You are very lucky." I said, "Why do you say that?" And he said, "I don't think I'll ever have that." So he was very aware of his mortality and he might die in the next few years. And at 22, that's a big ask.
Firstly, I'm a lieutenant who representative here Ukrainian forces. I'm from the northern part of Ukraine. I'm 22. Guys who elder than me a couple years, they are fighting right now close to border, and Unfortunately, I can't help them right now, but in the future, I will be a good support for them.
They will go back, and within maybe a year or a year and a half to 2 years, they'll be on the front line fighting in the air in an F-16 over the skies of Ukraine.
I'm not going to give you everything. You need to hit that target at this time. Go figure. What time do you need to step? When do you go?
Claro. I can remember how I saw his first time. It was, you know, some like a star, because he always joking, he always on the view. Also, he every time tried to support us.
So when we finish the brief, we'll go out to the line, sign for the aircraft, and then I want you to do the startup, taxi and takeoff. After takeoff, I want you to go through your normal checks, so through MANTAC checks and field checks. And then you're going to find a suitable area to do the Hazel checks, the checks we do before stalling and aerobatics. I then want you to show me your clean stall. I will then set up for a stall in the finals turn and give you control so that you can increase bank, increase pull, and then carry out standard stall recovery. Clear? Yes. Any questions on the basics of that brief? Excellent. Let's do some revision on that emergency handling aspect. Flying. I wanted to fly from the age of 6, 7 years old. I remember clearly being at an air show, sat on my father's shoulders, and the red arrows flew past. Very similar to one you may be able to see in the background. It was at that point I was going to fly. It was a long and difficult task to get there. I remember at the age of 13 saving up enough money to go and fly on a small passenger aircraft from East Midlands Airport to Heathrow. And as I stepped up onto the aircraft, I suddenly thought to myself, I want to be a pilot, but what if I don't like flying? That was kind of a worry. But I got airborne, sat there, looked out the window. It's amazing. Having control of the air, as you will have seen over many years, is a key to winning the battle on the ground. If you don't have immunity from attack from the air, then you're in a lot of trouble. So what we're trying to do is give them that advantage, because right now they don't have it. They're facing a nation that is technologically advanced. We're going to give them that aspect of technology and that aspect of delivering effect from the air. We're airborne at 10:45, 11:45, 1 hour, we're signing back in. Okay, so we'll head back, sign in the sheets, grab a cup of tea and then go for a debrief. Really good, really good.
What we'd normally expect is anything below 0.2 of a mil from the centre of the target. But at the minute, they're probably double that at the minute, so they're 0.4. If you're bang on the centre of the target at 1,000 metres, you're more likely going to hit the centre of the target. If you're 1 mil left or right of the centre, that could equal up to a metre left or right of the centre line. So you could potentially miss. That's why we harp on about the importance of hitting the centre of the observer.
Ми на номер 3 тепер працюємо.
Hey, that's pretty good, to be fair. So all he needs to work on now is his verbals. Yeah.
Номер 3. Тобі зараз треба тільки відпрацьовувати голосові команди, що ти подаєш. Це Віктор, Віктор. То, що ти голосом, ти можеш говорити, не стидатись.
Перед пострілом вогонь, після прильоту кажеш влучив або не влучив.
Okay, good.
They are strong and brave, but they do not understand where are they going.
Can I ask you, how do you think this war has changed you?
Me,
Yeah.
I became much more cynic, much more like emotionally rough. Like I feel less pain. I feel less emotional pain. I feel less emotion at all, and the behavior of my soul is way more different compared to what it was. But I'm doing my best to keep myself as I was before, to be able to be normal civilian after the war will finished.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of these people will came back as completely another people. When you on the battleground, when you on the battleground and you remind or recall your like in a past, maybe half years ago or only a couple of months, you understand that you are completely another person now. Everything, not everything, but a lot of things inside you have been changed.
So just to brighten things up a bit, tell me about Vadim from before.
Vadim from before was a very cheerful and funny, easygoing, like hedonist guy looking for happiness in his life, and I'm still looking for. But now I'm faced with the things. I was faced with things that decrease my faith in happiness. So, and yeah, when you sitting in a trench, yeah, you hear how 1, 2 seconds and more people dying. Some of them you see there how they dying. Some of them dying without your sight, just you hear it in the radio, and you're trying to do shit as less as you can because it's cold and it's windy and it's scary because you can die while you shit, and it's not the best way to die. But and yeah, you're looking on your photos that was made like a couple of months ago, and sometimes you can even understand that it's you, like it's me. Whoa, it feels like it was in a previous life.
And I'll leave you alone in a second, don't worry.
What?
I'll leave you alone in a second, don't worry. I just have one last question I want to ask you. You're a young guy, you're 25, right?
Yep.
You're responsible for a lot of guys.
Yep.
And it must be a lot to take.
Yep.
What keeps you going?
Blue and yellow colors. Is it okay?
Yeah, leave it at that, I understand.
The idea of freedom. My folk freedom.
Thank you.
Okay, the time now is 12:38. At 1300, a vehicle move is going to take you up to Clayacre Covert to a drop-off point.
Yes.
It will move the first 2 platoons. They then need to dismount and occupy a falling up point, and then the 3rd platoon will be brought up just after. Once you're then set in here, you can then shake out and launch onto your attack to Westmere Fault.
The day's basically been an integration day for the new companies and platoons that haven't worked together yet. So we've designed this day for them to get used to working with new platoon commanders, new company commander, new platoon sergeants, because it's not been a thing until now, or it has been, but within their own platoon. Now they're coming in from another platoon. We had a bit of pushback from them initially. They weren't happy with it because it was changing platoons around. But the whole point of today is getting them used to working with new guys.
Первый взвод снимается с огневой, обходит все и атакует это здание длинное. Вопросы? Пока просто.
Now we're going to go up and assault Westmere as a company for the first time.
I think a good junior leader can seize all of the components of fighting power. The moral is pretty easy with our Ukrainian students. They're fighting for a cause that they believe in and they're highly motivated. The physical and the conceptual is what we can help them with, but a good leader can do all three.
The third one.
Yeah.
They're going to be assault.
You're at the back of the company now, aren't you? Yeah. Are you happy with that positioning?
No, but I'm happy with this. Up to you.
They're covering here to hold down one part, they're going to advance and move until they hold the second part, and then they're going to have their flanking section go around.
Alright, so 3 platoons doing the assault?
Yeah.
Cool.
At least part of it.
Fighting in an urban environment is a very, very dangerous environment to be fighting in. It's important that these guys know how to work the casualty extraction as well, pulling the casualties back, get them extracted to safety, and then obviously continuing on with the battle. Doesn't matter how good you are or how slick you are at your skills and drills. There's a high casualty rate within urban environments. So you've got so many floors, so many rooms, you have to make sure it's in small groups. So it's the commander controlling 2 at a time, pushing them forward, pushing them forward, pushing them forward, and getting feedback from his men on what they can see.
Where the fuck's my platoon sergeant, man? What you do? You casualty?
Yeah,
terrible. Right, I need 8 radios. Let me see them. 1. You hiding that? Aye. 1. 2. Дякую.
Секунду.
I'll have that as well.
Shaun Dick is he's exactly what we want from a senior NCO in the Royal Regiment of Scotland. He is loud, he's gobby, he challenges, and he's difficult to lead, but in the very best sense, because you have to do it well. He has, as he always does, come in and made friends with absolutely every one of his students and seized their respect straight from the off, and it allows him to deliver really high quality training.
Дякую. 3, 4, дякую. 5. 2 more. 6, 7. 1 more. Ah, yes, that Major. Yes. Дякую.
Thank you.
Let's go, troops. Дуже добре. Hi.
Shaun is a nice guy, but he's struggling with interpreters sometimes because, you know, there are not lots of us who can understand him. And he's picking up the linguist who can, and he's like, today, you work with me, please. I'm asking you, I'm kindly asking you, please work with me today.
So I'm
going to all the way to north just to see my fiancé here. So because he's going through instructor's course on one of the camps. We don't have many chances to see each other because every time, so if, for example, he been promised that he will have some kind of vacation, something, it can be changed because of the frontline situation. So, and I'm really happy he has the opportunity to get this, course on British territory. So it's safe for me and safe for him, and we can see each other, just maybe it will be just for a couple of hours, but it's still a good opportunity.
You're excited?
I am, of course I am. You can tell, look at me. I'm so happy. Well, today is a happy day because I'm really excited to see my boyfriend. Finally, I have a chance to do it, and now I'm just waiting for this each hour we finally can see each other. He's my hero, because you can't even imagine, how many troubles somebody, like a person, you can go through it and you can cope with this. Well, he probably goes back to Donetsk region that is close to Avdiivka, and it's absolutely hot there. But now he's safe for 5 weeks.
Right, my name's Scott Cameron. I'm a rifle section commander with 4 Scots, and I'm responsible for organising the welfare activities at TDU 3. I think tonight will be about 700. Yeah. Okay, so we've put together a concert for the Ukrainian trainees. Managed to get one of the big bands from Ukraine in, Anti-Tila. And we'll be doing a concert from 1900, doing a full live concert set. We've got the professional concert sound in. So hopefully the guys appreciate it before they go back to the front lines.
We believe that this maybe 1.5 hours that we will be playing, they will replace in their minds, come back home and feel the spirit of home. It's also very essential. Also, we want to say thank you. Through our music, we want to say thank you to all instructors and that train our soldiers, that finally make that our soldiers will get an opportunity to survive on the battlefield.
Тож поїхали. Перша пісня про любов. Стендап. Вона сумує над горами неважливих речей. Вона сумує над забавами дорослих дітей. І день тримає, і веде крізь перевали ночей. Любов шукає людей.
you get to see him?
Yes, of course. That was amazing. I don't want to leave, to be honest. He just thinks it's not right to post on the camera, you know, with his girlfriend saying, "Oh, I'm so happy to see her," because it's just not the right thing at the moment.
I understand.
I completely understand.
Yeah. But it must have been so nice to see him.
Yeah, you know what? I'm really happy I did that because I don't know when the next opportunity will be, so this is a good chance actually to do it. Well, this actually sad, you know, because, and I feel sad about this, but this is what we should live through and we don't have any other options, so it just should happen and I need to let him go and do his part of job because he wants to do it as well. You know, I once asked him if you could just quit, you know, fighting and go back to normal life, would you? You know what he said? That he loved to, but he can't because if the war is going on, he can't just leave his friends, you know, on the front line and, you know, sit somewhere safe. He said that he will feel, you know, as guilty as you just can't imagine. So the best way for him is just to keep on fighting until it ends for Russia or until it ends for him. I have mixed emotions, mixed feelings, because from one side I'm proud of him, and on the other side, of course, I'm worried about what happened in future. I just try not to think much about it, because if something happened, that will happen, but for now, we're still good. We're doing our parts of this job, you know, to get our victory closer.
It's really difficult for me to ask these questions because we're in totally different situations. I can't understand what you're going through. Could you just begin to try to explain, you know, the hurt that this has all caused you?
Well, don't really know how to, you know, put it into words because it's a lot. I don't think actually I can talk about this.
Okay.
I need to rest.
That's fine. Should we cut that?
5 minutes.
No worries.
So the French are part of the coalition and partners, so they're coming to see what we're delivering on the tutor before they go onwards to another country to do their basic fast jet training. So the French are interested in seeing what we're delivering.
You're out there for that?
And did you bring me more wine, Bordeaux?
No, sorry.
Un peu.
have a real head-up display, which is the same as the screen. Yes, the same as the F-16, and you will have as well a front control panel to deal with armament and attack systems, which is it was designed for the Belgian trainees to go on F-16. It's perfect.
Really cool. It looks really very good.
Yeah.